Salute. What's happening, people? YouTube world, what it is, what it do, what's happening. It's Nocturnal Thoughts. Um, Woke up this morning, man, you know, had my day planned out and eating my breakfast. First video I watched, and I want to give a big shout out to He Knows His Sports. Salute, salute, salute 3 times for confirmation, you feel me? First video I watched. Damn near the only video I watched, really. I listened to a few, I was busy. But I gotta say this, man. Thanks a lot, He Knows His Sports. Thanks a lot. Because I was watching your video the other day, and you made a video about BDA. BDA is another boxing channel on YouTube that I never really paid attention to, right? So he made a video basically addressing the topics that they've been discussing lately on BDA. So I said, let me check it out for myself to see what, you know what I'm saying, what's going on, what they actually talking about on BDA on this YouTube channel. So thanks a lot for this. He Knows His Sports. If it wasn't for you, I would not be even watching this BDA. But I binge watched it, actually. I binge watched the BDA because I like to look at it from everybody's point of view and everybody's angles. You know what I'm saying? I think there's so many angles and so many factors. There's no way I can just look at something one-sided. And to be honest with you, I can agree with a lot of people and disagree with them on different subjects. Or I could not even like the type of person you are, but I can still pay attention to your mentality and see your logic. And, you know, overall, I can listen to anybody. My filter, I have a good enough filter in my mind to where I can listen to anybody, whether I like you, respect you, agree with you, disagree, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes if I have to take a break from somebody, if they have a type of mentality that I just reject a little bit too much, I can take a break. But I'll force myself to listen to other people's mentality, even if I strongly disagree, because that stretches out my mentality. And that, for one thing, you can't debate anything if you don't know what your opponent's argument is. So you have to listen to every single side of the story, coming from every single, you know what I'm saying? So I'm listening to the BDA, I'm watching them. They did a bunch of videos talking about Deontay Wilder and the Tyson Fury loss, and a lot of anti-LDBC, LDBC, Lions Den Boxing Only Club, whatever. They do a lot of anti-LDBC. And I'm gonna tell you what, I found that, and this is just me being honest, a lot of their videos, when they're doing the compilations of, you know, angry Deontay Wilder fans and things of that nature, I found that to be, like, what they call that, comedy relief. Going about your daily goings about, I found that to be comedy relief. It's to me, they put together some funny material. They can take a little bit of this out of whatever context. You can take just a piece from here, they put it all together, got a compilation of something that I find to be funny, right? But at the same time, and you know what, and I can't even blame this BDA channel when it comes to this anti Deontay Wilder type of mentality that they have. You know what I'm saying? First of all, everybody's not going to be a fan, or everybody's not going to respect or appreciate a Deontay Wilder. You know, I feel like this And I don't even know. I haven't been watching enough of this BDA to see everything they have put out. But to me, their most popular subject is talking about the LDBC and Deontay Wilder. And I'm gonna try to go back and touch on that later on in this video, what I think about that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're making these videos talking about how much the LDBC and Deontay Wilder fans are you know, crying and making up all these excuses for Deontay Wilder's loss and things like that, right? And like I said, that's easy. To me, that's easy work. I see where they're coming from, and partially I have to agree. I know he knows the sports is not going to agree with that statement, because that's not his mentality, you know what I'm saying? But this is my mentality. I do agree with some of the excuses that's coming out are just being it's too much. You know what I'm saying? I find it to not be a good look for Deontay Wilder and his fan base, or anybody that's, you know, rooting for him to win, or anybody that's supporting for him to win, or anything like that. I feel like after you lose, there just ain't no excuses. I've made videos before talking about that, right? So when you come out with an excuse, whether it be legitimate, whether it be valid, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, preposterous, whether it doesn't make any sense at all, it don't matter, because an excuse can be flipped and dipped and turned, and an excuse can be, you know what I'm saying, from so many different angles. You can take an excuse and tear it into pieces, you know what I'm saying? You know, it don't matter. It just ain't no point of coming. Is there's no point of ever using an excuse. It's not going to ever be able to. It just doesn't hold up. It doesn't have the integrity. That's why I don't like excuses. They got shit falling out of the trees. Be careful, man. I don't want no branch to come down. Last year, this one guy was in his backyard doing some yard work. A branch come down and cracked his head wide open. I got to be careful about being back here. But anyway, my thing about this, my main thing that I really want to say about this BDA is, as much as they crying, or as much as they are accusing the LDBC of crying, they're doing just as much crying as the LDBC about the LDBC. To me, as much as they complain about this Deontay Wilder, the glove gate, and spike water, and you know, the several different little conspiracies that came out surrounding this fight, they do just as much content. To me, that's the majority of their content that they talk about too. So to act like they don't want to give it no shine, to act like they don't want to participate in the conversation, you know what I'm saying, to act like they just totally hate the whole mentality around anybody that's supporting Deontay Wilder, and anybody that is a favor or prefers Deontay Wilder. To me, that's, if it wasn't for Deontay Wilder right now, it probably wouldn't be, they wouldn't get as much as exposure as what they're getting, because they use that topic, they use that as a diving board to get a lot of people in their pool. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you can, just like, if you, right now, it seems like to me the majority of their content is LDBC. So that shows me that rivalry is something that you need in order to exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the majority of your content is based around what they do, whether you like what they do or whether you don't like what they do, the majority of your content is based around how much you don't like the LDBC. From what I see. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I haven't been paying attention to them that long. But from what I see, I'll say it like this. A lot of their content right now, and their biggest draw right now, seems to be anti-LDBC topics. And that lets me know you need them. And to be honest with you, I have to go and look and do my research whatever that might consist of, going on YouTube and looking up LDBC videos. But I haven't seen any LDBC versus or not liking BDA, whoever, you know what I'm saying, creator of the BDA is, Bucho and whoever else is on their platform. I haven't seen anybody from the LDBC make videos being like anti-BDA specifically. So if you can help me out with that little situation so I can look into it, man, I appreciate it. Because I want to see if, even if you on their radar, you know what I'm saying? Look at this, hold up. See, this tree right here, that's why this tree is getting cut down next year, because of this right here. Whenever the wind blows, you get bark, branches, you know what I'm saying, and everything coming down out of this tree. This tree over here is coming out too, but whatever, that's way off topic. I just want y'all to know, next year, when I'm shooting videos out here in my backyard, this right here is gonna be gone. This is just gonna be nothing but grass. You know what I mean? So anyways, so He Knows the Sports did one of his videos. He was, matter of fact, the video he did that I watched this morning was about Errol Spence. I'm gonna be honest, man, I don't think nobody out there does better videos about Errol Spence than He Knows the Sports, man. I salute. But I disagree, actually, when it comes to He Knows the Sports. It's one of my favorite boxing channels. But if we had a conversation, because me and him haven't had any kind of powwow yet. We haven't sat down and conglomerated and had a meeting of the minds yet. That's going to be in the future. If you listen to He Knows the Sports, that is going to be in the future. But if me and him had if I was on his live, or if I had an opportunity to you know what I'm saying, talk to him one-on-one, matter of fact, because real G's, you know, we move in silence. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to. That's my thing about that. That's why I feel like a lot of the LDBC are making a flaw with exposing what they trying to expose. I just think that should have been, you know what I'm saying, left alone. That's why I say I can listen to this BDA conversation and agree with some of the stuff they have to say when it comes to Deontay Wilder, because I agree with them. But I really, I might stay tuned to their platform for a while just to soak up their mentality and then move on. Because I can tell by listening to their mentality, to some of the guys that they just naturally gravitate to, I can tell they not my style. Or I can tell we would have conflict. You know what I'm saying? I could tell by listening to some of the way they talk and express themselves. They, you know what I'm saying? They would look. They generally a broad brushstroke over a mentality that I don't apply to, and I don't have the time to be trying to straighten that out with nobody, because they seem like, to me, they like to put everybody in the same, like, of Deontay Wilder fans, the majority of them, they like to put them in a box and say, you know what I'm saying, a lot of negative things about their mentality, about their intelligence. They like to be very insultive, you know what I'm saying, disrespectful, or just, at the end of the day, I could see where I don't have the temperament if I can't really reach out and express myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, if anybody watching me for a little while, I don't have this huge vernacular. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit more, if we had to talk, you know what I'm saying, less is more. You know what I'm saying? All that bumping the gums and talking and being disrespectful and slanging different insults and, you know what I'm saying, trying to question one's intelligence and all that shit, to me, is for the birds. Like, if you really disagree with me, fine. But if you have a problem with me, then, you know what I'm saying, we can handle that problem as the way men do. Not cowards, not big mouths, not groups, not dog piling on somebody, jumping somebody, or, you know what I'm saying, not trying to slander people and not. Look, to me, if you love boxing and you have a problem with anybody, you should just want to get in the ring and fight them. You know what I'm saying? Or pretty much, So when it comes to this LDBC versus this BDA, I would like to see like that clash of the Titans. Get who's on this crew, and get who's on this crew, and then duke it out. Not bumping the gums, not insulting each other's intelligence, not talking about, you know what I'm saying, who's a sore loser, not talking, all that is just, to me, just talk and noise. And it's just both of you both guys, both groups make themselves look very similar. You know what I'm saying? To me, both groups putting themselves in somewhat of a position of weakness and vulnerability, and exposing and you know what I'm saying, showing your skirt showing a little bit. Like, some of it sounds funny, some of it. So these guys are way better at slinging insults than I could be. They got, some of the guys from the BDA, they got the accents, and they talk with all these little different hyperboles, if that's the word, because I don't use big words the right way. I don't use big words the right way. You know what I'm saying? Cool. But my thing is, if you don't like somebody and you want to see who's, because they always talk about this alpha this and this beta this and this, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't like all of that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't dig all that. Trying to talk up, what's that? Emasculate. You're trying to emasculate somebody. You're trying to tear down people. You know what I'm saying? You love boxing. You just should love to fight. Period. And you shouldn't love to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even like to talk about it. You shouldn't like to talk about how you feel about another person's feelings, and then say how much you hate that person's feelings, and then you want to go on a tangent and complain about how much you hate what they like. See, they got me doing it. He knows the sports. I appreciate it. You got me doing it. I don't like it. I don't like to just go on these tangents and rants and talk about feelings and shit. If you don't like somebody, it's easy to fix that shit. One-on-one, man-to-man, you just duke it out. To me, that's the only concept in my mentality of what an alpha really is determined between an alpha and a beta, because I feel like in society, we use that alpha-beta shit way out of context. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too many equalizers in civilization. You know what I'm saying? You can be the biggest and be broke, and the rich little motherfucker can have more power. You can be smart as fuck, and some dumb motherfucker can have more power based on whatever. He can be better looking. He can be a better looking person, but have half the brains. And so all that alpha shit don't really apply to the human mankind. Mankind, in comparison to nature has a simple way of solving who's the alpha and who's the beta. Because betas, to me, we act like betas in the human when we talk about these betas, every time I hear somebody say beta in the human thing, I hear people act like betas is just soft and weak and wimps and pussies and blah 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 blah. And then alphas is just macho and strong and smart. That ain't what I know from what I see. Because betas in a wolf pack are constantly a threat to alphas. They come and they take over alphas given the opportunity. Betas and alphas is just the ones that win through battle. If a beta male comes, he's contestant to the alpha. If the alpha loses, he's no longer an alpha. If he wins, he keeps to remain to be the alpha and pass down his genes and pass down his legacy. So in my mind, if you're going to use the alpha and beta in the mankind mentality, then y'all should just go fisticuffs, duke it out, fair square, and whoever wins, that's the alpha. Whoever loses, that's the beta. Not talking about, you know what I'm saying, how you feel, and not slinging all these insults at each other. Just fight. And that'll never happen. So I will piggyback off of he knows his sports. I don't like to use nobody else's catchphrases, but I'm going to do it like Jay-Z said, big enough my brother, I'm big enough to do it. I'm that thorough, plus I know my own flow is foolish. So all them guns and things you sing them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell with the barrels in your mouth. I'm going to say he knows his sports. All you guys that's doing all that, higgity fucking hush. Nocturnal thoughts. I'm out. Salute.